that again. There are 2 system word problems on the check-in. So we need to make sure we are okay with getting a word problem, figuring out the 2 different things it's talking about so we can set up 2 different equations to make it a system, and then we'll just solve it. So I can tell a lot of you have been using Delta Math help videos or somebody else's help or somebody else's work to do your work, because my people in class are struggling to solve this. So the hard part should not be solving. The hard part should be setting it up, writing it, all right? So what I was telling the people in class, my online kids, when you're dealing with system word problems, because it says up here, system of equations. When you're dealing with system word problems, you want to find the 2 different subjects that the problem is talking about. So I'm relating it to English. What's the subject? Okay, what is it? A topic. Good, Brooke. It's the main idea, right? A subject of a sentence is the main idea. So look at this first sentence that has numbers. Lillian can iron 25 shirts per hour. Jacob can iron 20 shirts per hour. What are they both doing? Ironing shirts. So my first equation should be about ironing shirts. So how can I write 25 shirts per hour? Mathematically, what can I write? Good. Per means multiply. So they're saying in class, my online people, 25x. Y'all okay with that? They are quiet. I think they're okay. Most of them will unmute and ask me a question if they got one. All right. How can we write 20 shirts per hour? Okay. Why'd you use Y, Brooke? Good. She said Lillian and Jacob are 2 different people, so they need 2 different letters. I agree. So she used X and Y. That looks perfect. Now keep reading. It says combined, how many shirts can they iron? So it should equal 295. And then what operation am I doing, y'all, if we are combining? Adding. Cam, Tiana, y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all are okay with how we set that up?
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the next part. If you read the next sentence, what is the subject right here? The hours, how many hours they worked, right? So we know it says combined, which means I should be adding. We know that total they worked 13 hours. Y'all okay with that? All right, now here's where the hard part comes in. This is where a lot of people in class got stumped. Does it say how many hours Lillian worked? No. Does it say how many hours Jacob worked? No, y'all, that's what we're trying to find. Look at the problem. That's what you're trying to figure out. What letters did y'all use for Lillian and Jacob? X and Y. So if I do X plus Y, that's Lillian's hours plus Jacob's, it should equal 13. So if it asks, if the subject is about something you don't know, just put the people's letters in there, okay? Is everybody okay with how we set up this system? All right. I'm gonna quiz you. My people who ain't really been doing their work by themselves, I can tell. How can we solve systems of equations? There's 3 ways I've taught you. Elimination is what we did yesterday. Substitution is what we did Tuesday. And then what did we do before Thanksgiving?
We did.
Graphing. How many of you want to go graph 295? Nobody. You should say no, because some of y'all can't graph when the number's small, like 15. We are not graphing 295s, which means we're going to use elimination or substitution. Which one do y'all want me to do? You want me to do it both ways? Or elimination? You can do both ways with this one. It wouldn't be hard. How about I'll do it both ways? All right, so give me a second. I'm going to switch my screen over to a whiteboard and we'll do it both ways. That should help some of you that have been struggling with either one of the ways. Now, do you have to know how to do it both ways? He ain't been watching the notes videos. Somebody help him out. Do you have to be able to do it both ways? No, what do you pick? Whichever way works best for you. We are all different. So Nyla said earlier she likes substitution. I like elimination. So I'm going to do elimination first to review what we did yesterday because some of y'all looked like you needed help with it. And then after I do it the elimination way, we'll check it with the substitution way. Sound good? All right, so let's take a look at this. And then x plus y equals 13. I'm going to do elimination first because Cam said elimination. So Cam, what do you want me to eliminate, the x or the y? Okay, he chose y. So everybody look. I want my y's to eliminate. I want them to cancel. This y is a positive 20. So what do I need to make this y for them to cancel? Good, Brooke. A negative. Good. Look at my online babies. There we go. Negative 20. What you multiply to one thing, you have to multiply to everything. So if I'm multiplying this y by negative 20, what do I got to do to this x? Multiply by negative 20. What do I got to do to the 13? Multiply it by negative 20. You got that far? Okay, good. All right, so look now, what happens to my y's? They cancel. Good, Brooke. Cancel out. So now whatever's left, you just combine it so you can solve for x, all right? So what's 25x minus 20x? 5x. Go, Kershawn. Equals, all right, we got to figure out what 13 times 20 is before we can do this right here. Anybody know? Good. How'd you get 260? Perfect. She said 13 times 2 is 26, and then stick a 0 on the end. And it should be negative, right? All right, so everybody look, I'm going to change this. 13 times negative 20 is just negative 260. So now when I subtract these, what's 295 minus 260? 35. Good. This is how he got 7. I'm so proud of you. Divide by 5, not what you had. You put the 7 in the equation. That boy was over here solving. So how many hours does Lillian work? 7. Jacob, she said James. You just started calling out J names. All right. So now we know Lillian works 7. So I'm going to go to Cam because he got that right. Cam, how'd you find out how many Jacob worked? Yes, you. Your name's Cam. What? Okay, somebody help him out. Once you find the X, how do you find the Y? What do I do with this? There you go, baby. Go plug it in for the X in the top. So we're going to do, I'm going to move my Zoom people. We're going to do 25, and instead of an X, I'm putting in a 7. Jalen, I hope you're writing this. Remember, you can use your notes on your check-ins, so I would have this written down. Good, I'm glad you picked it up, because I was going to throw a marker at you. 25 times 7 plus 20y equals 295. This handwriting is bad. Uh-oh. Y'all hang with me. Come on, you stupid thing. There we go. All right, what's 25 times 7? Good. Think about quarters. If you got 7 quarters, you got $1.75, right? So this is 175. Kershawn, you writing this down, babe? So you can use it on your check-in. Plus 20y equals 295. Once we get here, we want to find y, right? Okay, so cover up your y. I'm covering it. What do I need to move? Not everybody at once. There we go. How you move a positive 175, Jalen? Good. Subtract 175 on both sides, right? And then this part should be easy. 20y equals 120. And then people at home, what would I do to find y?
Divide by 20.
Divide.
Good job, y'all. Divide by 20. So 12 divided by 2, because these zeros cancel. What's 12 divided by 2? Good. So how many hours does Jacob work? 6. Was the solving part the hard part? I'm hoping you're saying no. The hard part for these is going to be setting them up, okay? Do we need to practice setting up another one? Maybe we'll practice setting up another one. Does anybody still want to see substitution? You want to see substitution? I'll set up your substitution. Let's move this. Yes, but it's on my cart and I'm doing the substitution for you. So wait a second. 295. And then x plus y is 13. You got a pen you can use until the time being? Okay. All right, if you don't like elimination, you don't have to use elimination. You can do substitution. But the problem with substitution is it has to have an x or a y by itself. So neither of these have an x or y by themselves, but people at home, can I get one by itself?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, which one you want to do, Shania? First equation or second?
The second one.
Second one, everybody look, don't try to do the first one by itself. You got big numbers in the first one. Look at the second one. It's a plain x and a plain y. So it'd be easy to move either one of those, right? Okay, Shania, which one do you want me to get by itself, the x or the y?
The y.
Okay, so how do I move this x to the other side so I can get the y by itself?
Subtract.
Good, subtract x, those cancel, subtract x. So y equals negative x plus 13, right? And then let's review our substitution, because some of you said you liked substitution better. Where can I go put this negative x plus 13? In for y in the other equation. You can't put it into the one you got it from. That's not going to help you solve anything. You go put it into the other one. So I'm going to do 25x plus 20. And then instead of y, I'm going to put in negative x plus 13. You like this way better? Then you do this way, Brooke. You don't have to do the other way. For me, I think the other way is a little bit faster just because I can usually see how to eliminate something really quick instead of having to solve for x or y. But I don't care which way you do it. That's why I taught you both. Pick whichever one works for you. All right, people at home, we would distribute the 20, right?
Yes.
Write this down. On delay. Just set my highlighter to the side because now I got to disinfect it. I hope you don't, but that's just Pitt County Schools policy. I ain't saying you germy. Although I would appreciate it if you were right without me having to throw stuff at you. Does everybody agree when I distribute, this is what I'm going to get?
Yes.
All right, so then we can combine our x's. What's 25x minus 20x? 5x, I'm going to write it right here because I'm running out of room. 5x plus 260 equals 295. Okay. Then you would subtract the 260 over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's 295 minus 260? 35. And then how would I find X?
Divide by 5 on both sides.
Good. And so what's 35 divided by 5? Because I'm running out of
7.
Good job. So did we get the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So do I care which way you do it?
No.
See how I got 7? You can do it either way, babe, okay? Now, once you get that 7, this is the important part. You got to go plug it back into the one you started with, which would be this one right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is negative 7 plus 13? 6. So you get the same thing either way. Lillian worked 7 hours, Jacob worked 6. How do y'all feel about this? It's nothing new. Y'all feel okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more to work on setting up before I turn you loose to work on your check-in review. Because there are a couple of these on the check-in review. So let's do a new one. Accessory. This is a perfect one. All right, here you go, kiddos. Just try to set this one up. You don't need to solve it because I'm actually going to show y'all. My boys are about to get mad. I'm about to show y'all how you can just type these into Desmos and it'll solve it for you. Jalen's like, word, that's what I'm about to do. All right, set this one up. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Just to be funny. All right, my online people, y'all about ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's look at this one. We're just going to set it up, and then I'm going to show you how to put it in Desmos, okay? Because on that check-in, look at me. On the check-in, half of the systems that are up there, there are 6 problems total on systems. 3 of them are on the calculator active. So all you need to go do is put them in Desmos. You don't need to do them by hand if you got a calculator, okay? Capiche? All right, so Cameron earns $11 commission for every phone and $2.50 commission for every accessory. Those are 2 different things, but they're both talking about what? Commission money. Good. So $11 commission for every phone. Did you guys write 11x? Yeah? Okay. $2.50 commission for every accessory. It's still talking about money for commission, but instead of the phones, I'm talking about the accessories for it, like the cases and the headphones and stuff. So that's something different that needs a different letter. Now, if you go read the next sentence, it says, in total, he makes $361 in commission. So what should I do with these 2 things? Total means add, and what should they equal? Good job, y'all. 361. Is everybody okay there? You good? All right, so let's find the next one. All right, it says he makes $361 total from selling a total of 56 phones and accessories. So we know the total, which means we're still adding, should be 56. Now this is just like the last one we did. Do we know how many phones or accessories he sold? So what do I write? Just the letters. Good, y'all. Just X plus Y. Do we have any questions, my people who might have joined late, on how to set this up? No questions? All right, so look at me. I'm going to teach you really quickly before you go do your check-in review how you can put these in Desmos. Now, if it is no calculator, do you need to be going and putting them in Desmos? You're not going to be able to, because when you take that check-in on the no calculator, it's on a lockdown browser. And is there a calculator in the top corner for you to click? No. No, there's not. Not on the no calculator. There ain't no calculator for you to click. So you're going to have to do it by hand. So everybody, look, if you have a calculator, we can go to Desmos. And on your check-in, remember the calculator's in the top corner. So I'm going to go to Desmos. I can put these 2 equations in just like they are. Did everybody hear me say that? All right, so check it out. I'm going to type in 11x plus 250y equals 361. Y'all okay? Then in a new box, I'm going to type in x plus y equals 56. Does everybody see how I just typed them in just like they were? If it were me, I'd be doing it on my phone with Miss Poole. Y'all need to get out your phones, or you just want to watch. It's up to you. I'd be wanting to do it. You put yours up because you ain't going to go to Desmos. You're going to be doing something else. Antoinette, freshman. I love them dearly, though. All right, my online people, when I zoom out, do you guys see that it graphs the two lines for me?
Yeah.
Everybody sees that? Nyla, y'all see that? I know you're trying to do it, baby, but you see how when I zoom out, it graphed them for me? Okay, guys, where's the answer going to be? If it's a system, what am I looking for? Good, the point where they cross in the middle, right, Kershawn? So look, everybody, click this point. You see how it pops up? How many phones were sold? 26. How many accessories were sold? 30. It does it for you. So if it's calculator active, click the calculator, type the two equations in, and then find where the two lines cross. You may have to zoom out, but zoom out and then find where they cross. So I'm going to go to Delta Math, if y'all are okay with this, and I'm going to type in 26 and 30. Boom. Easy or hard? What do we think, my online people? What? That was way easier than the first one. You're good, Cameron?
Yeah.
All right, so y'all listen to me. Your check-in review, you have 35 minutes of class time right now. It's 30 questions. It looks like a lot. A lot of them are really easy. Y'all remember when we did exponents and it would be like 1.07 in parentheses and you had to tell me if it was growth or decay? That's the kind of stuff that's on your check-in. That, quadratics, and systems. So it's 30 questions because it's got everything that you might see on the check-in, which is also 30 questions, okay? So y'all need to go work on that review. Make sure you read Canvas so you know which ones require shown work and you turn those in so you can get a good grade. And that review needs to be done before class tomorrow. Capiche? That's your only